Good afternoon and welcome to World at Noon on Osrc TV. I am Obi Chukwemeka Uti. We apologize for coming behind schedule. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa says no stone will be left unturned to ensure rapid development of the state towards promoting the economic well-being of the people. Governor Aiyedatiwa restated his determination to promote inclusiveness at all levels among members of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC, promised not to politicize the development of the state. Aiyedatiwa called on members of the party to always promote party interests above personal interests. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole has details.
We are making with Mr. Governor, and we all agree with me that we like him. Yes. We want to support him. Yes. I want to defend our various zones. Yes. And after today, I know that we are now Aiyedatiwa. Yes. We don't have any, because I always tell people, I don't do negotiation in politics. I do what is agreed, which is his governorship foundation now. The Mumbai should do natura in politics. Destiny will find you out. If God wants you to be A, B, C, you will be. But I want to use this opportunity to beg you to also appeal to you. Now, this is my office. I have only one leader in the state, which is the governor. We are
more governorship aspirants in the ruling All Progressives Congress APC have identified with the standard bearer of the party and governor of the state, Lucky Aiyedatiwa. The latest, a member representing Okitipupa-Irele Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Jimmy Odimayo. The federal lawmaker, who led some members of his campaign team to identify with the leader of the party and governor of Ondo State at the Koko Conference Hall of the governor's office in Akure, said the decision to collapse his structure for Governor Aiyedatiwa is due to his credibility and need to ensure victory of the party at the November poll.
We like him. Yes. We want to support him. Yes. I want to defend our various zones. Yes. And after today, I know that we are now Aiyedatiwa. Yes.
The Director General of Jimmy Odimayo Campaign Organization and two-time member of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Akin Adeniyi, applauded the governor for being a party man.
You don't discriminate. The last meeting that was held at Dome, I was here. You spoke well. You did everything well. You called laws that everybody should go back to their own various local governments.
Receiving the visitors, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa thanked them for the support and confidence reposed in him. The governor said his passion to promote inclusiveness at all levels is sacrosanct.
We should all come together and rally around for our party to win at the end of the day. After all, Uruko Governor ballot is APC. He has shown courage, boldness, and good heart right from the one. That he also believed in the same principle that I embrace. The moment the primary was over, he spoke again. At your to flag wadan procedure that due course.
Governor Aiyedatiwa, who promised not to politicize the development of the state, said all hands must be on deck to ensure its even and rapid advancement. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Ondo State government has promised to intensify efforts to ease the issue of fuel scarcity in the state. Commissioner for Information and Orientation Wale Akinlosote, who paid a familiarization visit to Osrc Media Group in Akure, confirmed that the meeting between the state government and oil marketers are now bringing positive results, saying government will not rest on its oars until the situation returns to normal. Omori Alagbenji reports that this is the first visit of the commissioner to the media station since he assumed office.
For the first time in the history of Ondo State, I think Southwest, we had a station that runs 80% on dialects. I mean, dialects of Ondo State, like Ondo, Owo, Ikale and Ilaje, Akure, Akoko, and Ijo.
Professionalism is one thing that we are known for in Osrc. To be a government medium, or let me say media station of a government, and you are able to say things as they are, you're able to capture both the government and the opposition. It's not an easy task.
Indeed, it is a familiarization visit where the commissioner has access to first-hand information about the capacity of Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation Media Group, TV, Orange 94.5 FM and Alalaye 96.5 FM.
Radio transmitter too, we have a 35 kilowatts transmitter, and then on our Orange FM transmitter is a 35 kilowatts transmitter. So currently we are dishing out 20 kilowatts. So this means that the Osrc has the capacity to reach out to far distance than other stations.
Osrc Media Group, being the state-owned media station, and Ministry of Information and Orientation has one thing in common: to bring government closer to the people, even the grassroots. These and many more other factors, according to the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Mr. Wale Akinlosote, informed the visit of the ministry to the media station. While commending the efforts of the corporation's chairman, Kunle Adebayo, in reviving the establishment, the commissioner called for Osrc's collaboration to work for the betterment of the state.
We have to work together as one and let the outside world know exactly what's going on in Ondo State and what we are doing in Ondo State. So I look forward to a very robust working relationship with the Osrc team. And as much as I have my brother here, so I have nothing to worry about. I know that we'll work together in a very wonderful way. So it's somebody that I respect a lot, somebody that I have a lot of regards for.
Chairman of the media group, Mr. Kunle Adebayo, was elated at the visit, saying the media group has not relented in serving not only the government of the day, but the people at large, while expressing confidence on the leadership of the commissioner. Even at this time when the state is going to the poll for governorship election, the chairman said Mr. Akinlosote has a prerequisite to succeed as government spokesperson.
We need to bond, and the first way to bond is the ministry has to understand our program outlook. We need to continue to engage to know this station is supposed to receive content from Ministry of Information. That's just the long and short of the story. We are not to create content for Ministry of Information. You are supposed to bring, if you bring content 10 times a day by law, by our commission, we must use them. That's what we are here for. So we need to have your documentaries, we need to have your press releases, we need to have your video news releases.
Mr. Adebayo enjoined the commissioner to get acquainted with the media station, harness the available opportunities, and reach out to the grassroots. Omori Olahunbeji, Osrc News.
22 persons have been trained on wedding engagement and vocal profession as a way of creating another source of income. The participants, who are staff of Akure South local government area of the state, said went through a 3-day rigorous training at the council headquarters in Akure, the state capital, and are expected to carry out their services to the citizens at a subsidized rate. Omorela Ubenje again reports that it is the first of its kind in any local government across the state.
This is the result of the 3-day training with the theme Understanding Rudiments and Procedures of Wedding Engagement. It is the practical session displayed in showcasing the knowledge acquired during the workshop. Addressing the gathering, Director of Social Development, Education, Information, Youth and Sport, Hakim Momo, while describing the profession, a lucrative business put together by the department, assured of its importance to the general public. He added that more revenue are needed locally to complement the allocation from the federal government in order for citizens to feel more impact of the council area.
That we have to look inward in all local government. So we are just like the pace setter, because we don't have to leave the federal and the state government alone to fund the local government. So we are looking inward to look at the ways that we come to generate IGR. It's going to be a continuous program, because these are the first sets of the people we are going to train. We train them, we are going to train others.
NOGA chairman and the council, Olasoji Uluwatuyi, expressed appreciation to the council management, saying it will be of huge support to the members of staff with a promise to facilitate more of its kind.
It's a more benefit for the staff of Akure South, especially the community, all those participants. For the training, they have the experience now. We love the way they perform. And the way they perform, everything, they perform excellently. Now, what we are seeing, because people are come here to do wedding. So, by this, if they can introduce this, it's more and more IGR for the local government.
Other staff members praised the initiative, describing it a welcome development.
We want to ensure that all the departments in the local government, they are engaged in one way or the other, that they will be able to generate revenue. And that was the reason why the management of Akure South local government decided to ensure that we have this kind of program whereby those people that will be vocal person in engagement for weddings will be able to be trained.
The money that people are charging for this particular service outside there, we are going to be charging a lesser amount. At the same time, the officers will be occupied. They will have something to do. Then we will be able to generate IGR for the local governments.
They called for the patronage of the general public for quality and affordable service delivery. Omoriola Mbiji, Osrc News.
In other stories, the Senate says President Bola Tinubu will send the 2024 supplementary budget to the legislators for approval and resumption. Senate spokesperson Yemi Adaramodu informed that the 6.6 trillion naira supplementary budget, although still being computed by the executive, will be sent to the National Assembly after its July 2nd resumption. During his May 29 speech to the joint sitting of the Senate and House of Representatives at the National Assembly complex, President Bola Tinubu said the government will soon present the supplementary budget for the 2024 fiscal year. Also, last week, Minister of Budget and Economic Planning Atiku Bagudu, at a joint briefing of the Joint Senate and House of Representatives Committee on National Planning and Economic Affairs over the proposed supplementary appropriation bill, revealed that the supplementary budget was still being prepared. Bagudu noted that the supplementary budget would be spent on 4 identified transformational projects. The federal government, through the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS), has begun a fresh move to clamp down on operators of improperly imported private jets into the country. Council fewer than 80 operators of private jets are expected to appear at the headquarters of the NCAS in Abuja with their aircraft import documents. The special aircraft import verification exercise, which begins tomorrow, is expected to last for 30 days, according to a public notice issued by the customs. According to the notice, owners and operators of private jets in the country are to come with some relevant documents. The latest plan to clamp down on operators of improperly imported private jets came more than 1 year after the federal government suspended the action. Adamawa State Governor Amadu Fintiri has commuted the death sentences of 2 inmates to life imprisonment and 5 others. The 2 inmates who had their death sentences commuted to life imprisonment are both serving the terms at the Yola New Correctional Center, Jimeta. Governor Fintiri's actions are based on the advice of the Advisory Committee on Prerogative of Mercy and the powers conferred on him by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. The release of the 5 inmates and the commutation of the 2 death sentences to life imprisonment takes immediate effect, as all legal formalities have been concluded with the correctional institutions. The presidency has faulted viral reports that the federal government sponsored 289 delegates to the just concluded International Labour Organization conference that held in Geneva, Switzerland. It also refuted the claim that 1.5 billion naira was spent on hotel accommodation and other logistics for the delegates. The rebuttal was made by the Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. The social media was awash days ago with reports that Nigeria had the highest number of delegates at the ILO conference. A list published on the website of the ILO also confirmed that the country had the largest delegation among the 187 countries represented at the event. Now to Malawi, where 4 people, including a pregnant woman, have been killed after a vehicle tried to avoid the convoy carrying the body of the late Malawi Vice President Saul Lima and hit mourners. 12 other people who were injured in the incident have been treated in hospital. It followed clashes between local people, the police and soldiers escorting the late Vice President's funeral convoy from the capital Lilongwe to his hometown for burial. This was when thousands of people had lined the streets to catch a glimpse of the coffin as it was being transported to the hometown for burial. Mr. Chilema died in a plane crash a week ago and was buried in his home district of Nchewu, some 180 kilometers south of the capital. Now let's turn our attention to Israel, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dissolved his 6-member war cabinet, a widely expected decision that follows the departure of centrist opposition leader Benny Gantz and his ally Gadi Eisenkot. A government spokesman said the pre-existing security cabinet and the larger full cabinet will make decisions about the war with Hamas and Gaza. Since Mr. Gantz quit 8 days ago over what he said was the lack of strategy for the war, there have been calls from far-right ministers to take his place. Mr. Gantz and Mr. Eisenkot joined a national unity government with Mr. Netanyahu's right-wing coalition days after the start of the war in October. A spokesman for the Israel Defense Forces said withdrawals would not affect the chain of command. Meanwhile, a fleet of Russian warships has left the port of Havana after a 5-day visit to Cuba following planned military drills. The vessels, which included a nuclear-powered submarine and a frigate, had been anchored at Havana Bay, some 145 kilometers from the U.S. state of Florida. Following the fleet's arrival, the U.S. docked a submarine, the USS Helena, at its Guantanamo Bay naval base in Cuba on Thursday. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel visited the frigate, part of the fleet, on Saturday and interacted with the sailors. He said none of the vessels had nuclear arms on board and the visit did not pose a threat to the region. The relentless search for missing tourists in Greece has intensified as temperatures soar to dangerous heights in the region. Greek locals have warned tourists not to underestimate the extreme heat, as an American man became the 5th tourist to be found dead. At present, search teams are scouring the islands of Sikinos and Amagos for 2 French women and an American man who went missing last week. Aderonke Kolawole has more.
The Greek island of Corfu draws flocks of tourists in the summertime, many of them opting to hike dusty mountain trails in search for secluded beaches on the shores of the Ionian Sea. But a period of unusually hot weather is prompting new concerns for safety. On Monday, police said a 55-year-old American was found dead on the island of Matraki, the 3rd tourist death in a week. British TV presenter Michael Mosley went missing on the Elgin Island Simei earlier in June, prompting a search by helicopters, dogs and drones. His body was found on June 9. He had taken a walk alone in high temperatures before he disappeared. A 74-year-old Dutch tourist was found dead on the island of Samos on Saturday, and 2 hikers were found dead on Crete on June 5th. Visitors here on Corfu told viewers they understood the risks and took precautions.
It's very dangerous to walk in the sun, but you need to put sunscreen and drink a lot of water to stay safe.
The heat also is very, very hot with the sun like today. And I've learned that 1 man died because of this heat.
Temperature soared above 104 degrees Fahrenheit earlier this month, just as the holiday season began across Greece's remote beaches, ancient sites and mountain trails. Ionia Fotopilio is a coordinator with the Hellenic Red Sea and said many visitors on vacation didn't appreciate the risk.
They all get carried away. They're enthusiastic. They have a lot of confidence in their physical condition. They believe that if they are fit, if they don't take medicine, if they don't have any illness, they can go beyond their limits. Many times, they test their limits.
Rescue teams were still searching for 3 others who have gone missing in Greece amid the high temperatures. 2 French women aged 73 and 64 on the island of Mykonos and a 59-year-old U.S. policeman in the island of Amagos. Aderonke Kolawole, Osrc News.
And that does it on the World News. Many thanks for your time. Good afternoon.